Hey y'all, this is Allie Spears, your host of the Ag Chicks podcast, where I cultivate connections with the women who are helping feed the world. If you love quality home decor that tells a story, then check out Junk and Disorderly. The mother-daughter team behind the brand bring unique, one-of-a-kind items to your home. We pride ourselves on family, customer service, and top-quality products. Each item is hand-picked to guarantee the best when helping to transform your home. Join us for unique shopping experiences at barn sales, vendor events, Round Top Texas, online, or personalizing your very own junk journey. Let's create your perfect space together. Western style, several ladies on the trip approached her, requesting her to revamp their grandmother's train cases. It was from this demand that her venture, VCC, was born. With 33 years of experience as a nurse, Teresa's life took a turn during the COVID pandemic in 2020, when she began working as a travel nurse. It was during one of her airport sit-downs that she came up with the idea of designing a squash blossom case to secure and protect her cherished necklace. Her innovative design was so promising that she decided to file for a patent. Driven by her passion for design and her love for Western style, Teresa continued to develop a range of Western-themed jewelry cases, travel accessories, and luggage. Now, with her full dedication to the business, she aspires to see her cases available in boutiques and stores across the nation. Please help me welcome Teresa Johnson. All right, well, Teresa, I'm very excited to have you on today for many, many reasons. But first, I want to kind of get to know you and a little bit more about yourself as we are kind of going through this journey of how you got to be where you're at today and your business and all that. But I know your business has obviously a Western flair, but did you grow up with an agricultural background or a Western background, or was that something that just kind of happened?
I'm pretty country. I'm from Texas, and I've always been a country girl, always a cowgirl. Grew up riding horses, uh, you know, fishing, hunting. That's just, I think, a typical Southern girl. So I've always had country in me, and would never change that. So all the Western style really comes naturally to me. Now my husband and I, we have a small farm, and we run a few cows, and he's a team roper, and my girls barrel raced growing up. So the Western lifestyle is certainly what I've always lived.
Yes, absolutely. And I think the Western style I think has evolved quite a bit. But I love the fact that you are rooted in like the true vintage Western goodness, and that's kind of what your business has been kind of crafted after. And speaking of Western vintage fashion, we got to talk about your glasses because they're fabulous. So tell us the
Thank
story
you.
on those.
I love my glasses. So, yeah, the way my business kind of started, I was a travel nurse. I mean, there's kind of two aspects, but when it really took off, I started travel nursing as soon as COVID started, and I carried. I'm of Native American descent, Choctaw, and I inherited my mother's all of her fabulous turquoise jewelry, and I used to carry my big squash blossom necklace in a little bag, and it broke. So sitting in the airport at a layover on my way to a nursing assignment, I thought and thought about it, and I drew on a napkin and designed a case to secure my squash blossom when I traveled. And it ended up being very successful. It held my necklace securely, and it wouldn't budge, and it was great. So I filed for a patent on that, and then started making jewelry cases. And I used old belts, but that squash blossom necklace is important to me. And I think most Native Americans, the naja, that crescent moon symbol, this symbol here, in the Native American culture, it's kind of a symbol of to ward off evil. It was first noted the Spaniards brought it over, and it would be on a bridle, to protect the horse and the rider. But more the Native American, they've noted it to be a symbol of femininity, and it recognizes the spiritual aspects of the wisdom, intuition, creativity, all things that I think have helped me be successful at this chapter in my life. I'm 54 now, so I've lived a lot of different chapters, but now I feel like I have a lot of wisdom. I have lived my whole life as a registered nurse on my intuition, so I trust my gut instinct, and I'm finally able to allow my creative side to flow. And so this business has allowed my creativity to flourish. So I reached out to Art Tafoya, who's a well-known Navajo silversmith, and told him I wanted these glasses. So he took that naja and that's kind of, I don't know, that's very special to me and a lot of Native Americans. So I'm so proud of my glasses, and they're kind of wild, but it's almost like an armor for me. I love them.
No, I love them and they're gorgeous. And thank you for the details because I am a turquoise fanatic and lover. But I feel like I don't know a ton about kind of the culture and really like the roots of where a lot of turquoise jewelry comes from. So thank you for sharing that because that's such a cool kind of backstory to things.
Absolutely. I think people don't realize all the symbolism and the purities to wearing turquoise. You know, turquoise truly is a for protection. So the fact that we love it and it's beautiful is wonderful. But to realize there really is some symbolic notations, and and there may be a touch of protection. So it's always good. You can't go wrong with turquoise.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right. Look good and have a little protection. That can't be a bad day.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, and okay, so speaking of turquoise jewelry, and kind of you just touched on
Mhm.
kind of the thought process about where your business came from, but I know there's kind of another layer to your story and your kind of origin story, if you will, to why you started your business. So, tell us a little bit about that and kind of where this concept for these cases came from.
Well, I love everything vintage. I love everything Western, but I was invited to go on my first ever girls trip out to Double D Ranch in Yoakum, Texas. It's a, it's a kind of higher end Western fashion that ladies, are attracted to. And it's a great brand. Three sisters have built that brand. It's wonderful. But I was invited to go and I didn't have nice luggage. So I took some old vintage luggage that I had, and I had an old train case. And I thought, I can take this train case and I can make a bracelet holder and a ring holder, and it will look like a really nice jewelry case. So I took some vintage luggage and I took some old Western belts and I kind of attached it and sewed things here and there. So these old pieces, some of them I got at Goodwill, I added some Western flair and they were super cool. And so some of the ladies there really paid attention and liked them and asked if I could take their grandmother's old train case, and then they would have their dad's old Western belt and I could marry the two. And so that's kind of how it started. I never meant to start a business. I'm a nurse. I've been a registered nurse 33 years. That's all I knew. Uh, and while I've always been crafty, I was a single mom for a long time and working 12-hour shifts and raising my kids, and so I didn't really have time to do crafty things for me.
Right.
But I started making some of those cases, and I'm taking old cases, and then right after that's when COVID started. So I started travel nursing, and I would travel, and I would need something like I hate digging through my little makeup case. So
Mm-hmm.
I designed a round makeup case so I could see all my makeup and not have to dump my makeup case out every time. And I just attached my brushes on the top, and that way it's just a round case about this tall. It fits in the bottom of my bag. I could see all my makeup, and I thought, how much handier is that? It's just a better design. And then, I'd come home every week and fly back out, and I was always wrapping my curling iron or my flat iron in hotel towels.
Right.
My
Yeah.
husband would tell me, quit bringing home so many towels. They're probably charging you for those. But so I designed a flat iron case, and he said, you should make these for people. So that's really kind of how it started. I took that initial squash blossom case design and I kind of added a little to it and actually filed for a patent. And then after that, I thought, well, I've got my squash blossom case and the flat iron case. I need a different case for jewelry. And so it's just expanded. And now I make several different travel accessories. That, as I traveled, I wanted full stylish luggage that was very Western. And so most of my luggage is, well, all of my luggage is cowhide with tooled leather. I use kind of a vintage feel to it. Like my duffel bag is different than most because it's designed after the vintage ladies' garment bags. It's a triangular shape, not a boxy or round shape like most weekend or duffel bags. So it's a triangle and it fits exactly up in your overhead carry on an airplane. So very functional pieces that let you travel in style and still kind of show your Western side. So it's just been a blessing. I love getting to be creative, and now I went to market, and so I'm getting my cases in stores nationwide across the country, Canada. So I'm thrilled.
Yeah. And so, as a fellow vintage lover, my mom and I have an antique business. And so, when I came across your cases, however long ago it was, I went to my mom and I was like, Mom, she's like doing wholesale. Like, we have to have these. Like, these are fantastic. And they truly are like none other bags. We carried a couple different lines of bags and kind of travel things, and they are the best quality. They are adorable, and they just like cater to a whole different um I think, niche or group of people, just because they do have such a creative vintage feel, but then also the Western feel of the hide and the leather and all those aspects that people who are needing to take care of their fantastic turquoise jewelry are looking for when they're looking to travel and store things. So I cannot say enough good things about your cases and obviously you and your designs because I think they're fantastic. But they, this is she's not paying me to say this. Like I'm a customer and
Well,
a
thank
user,
you so
and
much.
I can't say enough good things about them. Um, but so I obviously you probably started out making each of these bags by hand by yourself. Is that
Mhm.
still how this whole process is going, or how has kind of the evolution of growth happened for you?
Well, and keep in mind, I am not a business-minded person at all.
An
I'm a nurse,
accidental
so
entrepreneur, right?
exactly, an accidental entrepreneur. So I had somebody reach out and ask me, they said, so, what, tell me about your business plan. I thought, I don't have a business plan. They said, what
Hmm.
about a business manager? I said, well, it's God.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Doors have opened to me, have opened for me, and it's just been such a blessing in so many ways. So I don't really know what I'm doing business wise, but I do. I'm very analytical, and so I just started reaching out. I did everything by myself in the beginning, but now I have all of my designs in production. I've secured manufacturing. So I have a less than 6 to 8 week turnaround time. Most things I have in stock. So I have built the clientele just on my great customer service and the fact that you always talk to me. I mean, I'm still, my husband helps me with shipping and things like that, but you always talk to me, and so while I'm still really the only one that's hands on doing everything, I'm not actually making most of the bags. I still make some and all the original the first drafts I do, and I'm not an artist. You should see some of my drawings. Like I said, I really did submit my napkin artwork for my patent.
I love that.
So but I can think of something and draw out measurements, and sometimes it takes me 4 or 5 tries to get something that I like. But the good thing is that everything I use is everything that I needed, and then I would use it. And if it didn't work, I would tweak it so that it worked for me. And if it worked for me, because during COVID I was flying in and out 2 and 3 times a week, and
Yeah.
so I needed things that were durable. A lot of people will tell me, but it's cowhide. It's going to get messy. Cowhide is the easiest thing to clean. You actually just wash it with soap and water.
Mhm.
It's the most durable thing there is. So really, it's the most durable thing out there. It's easy to travel with. The worst that's going to happen over time is some of your hair may rub off, but to me, that just adds to the the
Character and
uniqueness of your
yeah.
piece and my vintage style. So it's just a win-win for me.
Absolutely. And I have to ask you, are you sitting in your vintage camper right now?
I am sitting in Nellyville. Yes, I have I have a 1974 Airstream. It's all cowgirled out. She's kind of turned into my office, safe space, creative space. So yeah, I'm in my vintage Airstream. Nellyville's her name.
I love
If you
that.
get a chance, I post pictures from time to time on Instagram or Facebook. She's adorable. I love her. She's like I said, my safe space, where I'm creative. I feel like I can create in here.
Yes, and it is, I can attest to that. It is adorable. I've seen it on Instagram. I'm so jealous. I want an Airstream so bad.
uh,
My mom and I set up in Round Top with our business, and so we've been doing the whole RV rental thing the last couple shows, and we're like, we just really need to get an Airstream and just, junkify it, make it vintage and cute.
mm-hmm.
So
Well,
that's a goal.
the thing about it is, I think with anything that's vintage, I'm vintage, so everything that I'm so attracted to are truly things that I grew up with. It's a 1974. This is probably the first year I remember these. They're not built like this anymore. I mean,
Right.
this thing is 49 years old, and I still haul it everywhere I go, and it's just they're built so well, and they're so fun, and it's such an attention getter. I have the outside painted all cowgirl, and gosh, they're fun. And like I said, it's my safe haven too. So
And did you like
you need
redo it?
one.
I know I want one so bad. Did you redo
I've
it
done
or
a
did you
lot to
buy
it.
it?
No, but Kelly Wiggins painted it, and I just bought. I have a little horse trailer too, a little 2-horse trailer, a little single axle 2-horse circuit roper that I kind of westernized, and I ended up turning into a little mobile photo booth. And then I have a very old vintage horse trailer that was all rusted, but I just clear coated it and I've made a mobile bar out of that. I just love these old trailers.
They're so cute. I
But
do
no,
too.
but Kelly Wiggins painted this, and I just bought. I had to break down and buy a sure enough cargo trailer. I've been using the little 2-horse trailers to take all my stuff to market, and they all have the bar in the middle because they're straight loads, so it's hard to load all my display. So I bought a cargo trailer. So she's going to paint my cargo trailer to match Nellie Bell.
So cute. Love that. Love that. Love how everything is matching and kind of goes with your theme. Very on brand.
It does. And that's kind of the same way with my I call it my travel series. I'm making everything so that you can buy one piece at a time, and it's going to pretty well match. For instance, if you buy a black, I call it my June bug tote, named after my granddaughter. It's just kind of flashy and a lot of chrome and smart design. But if you buy a black and white hide, of course, you're not going to get the same exact hide if you buy a rolling suitcase, but it's going to be close enough that it matches. But all the tool leather is the same design. All the cowhides the same design. So you can go through and buy your whole set, all your jewelry cases, your makeup cases, your flat iron cases, your garment bag, your rolling suitcase, boot bags, hat boxes. You can all have a complete matching set, buying one piece at a time. And that's me. I'm real matchy, and I love that. I still carry, about 3 years ago, the pink with the silver acid wash came out. And even though I'm super vintage and I love the national traditional Western, I had to have that pink. So everything I've ever made in the pink, I have. And that's what I still carry to this day, all my original pieces. And now my husband, he carries the black and white. So, my pieces are very versatile with the rolling suitcase, the hat box, boot bag, duffel bag, toiletry bag, and he carries all that in the black and white. So anytime we go anywhere together, he's got the black and white, and I've got the loud pink. But
they know you go together.
The pink's comfortable.
That's true.
The pink is really coming back. So, but I'm loud and proud. He's more traditional, and so it just works.
By ranchers for ranchers. Together, let's make ranching easier. Previously known as Cattle Vac Box, Strayhorn has rebranded to better match their ability to push the envelope in creating innovative animal management products to serve the ranching community. Strayhorn is rooted in tradition and ranching legacy, but they believe in the opportunity of looking at things with a new perspective to drive the industry forward. Check out all of the things that Strayhorn has to offer you and your herd. Now that you're getting to meet the woman behind the Vintage Cowgirl Cases brand, you may be wondering how you can get your hands on one of these amazing designs. Well, I may just have the solution. My mom and I are the co-owners behind Junk and Disorderly, and we are so excited to carry the Vintage Cowgirl Cases line in our online and in-person events. You can shop our selection of these unique Western flair items at junk-n-disorderly.com or at our upcoming barn sale in California, or swing by our booth and say hi in Round Top, Texas. We pride ourselves in carrying unique pieces that tell a story, and Vintage Cowgirl Cases do just that. Use code AGCHICKS at checkout as a special thanks and to receive a discount. Absolutely, and your pieces definitely are one of those things where once you get one, you're definitely going to get more. So I love the fact that you can mix and match, but they all still complement each other too, if that's kind of what you want to do. But was there a point where you were like, oh my gosh, I'm onto something here? Like, obviously the best businesses have a solution, right? And you clearly created a solution to a problem that you had in your life. But was there like a moment when you were like, oh wait, this is pretty good. Like this is going to be something.
I will tell you again, I didn't even realize that I had a business. I started taking in train cases, and then anything with the old Western belts. And so I took an old folding chair, and I put a bunch of, the lawn chairs with the webbing that always breaks, what I grew up with. But I took one of those and I added, in place of the webbing, the vintage Western belts. It turned out so cool. And I posted a video, and I got like 1 million, it went viral. And I thought, oh my goodness. And so I started getting a whole bunch of followers on social media. And I thought, you know what? I don't really know much about this social media, but I'm going to try it. And so I started getting a lot more popular based on that chair, and then started posting pictures and doing more. And then I had lots of requests for cases, and I realized, you know what? there really is a demand out there for, a quality travel jewelry case or a cowhide makeup case. And I realized that, I might could do this. And so I continued travel nursing. And as COVID was kind of coming to an end, and, last year, this was about October, the nurses, we knew we were going to be laid off. We had been traveling for 3 years, and we knew that we were going to be laid off. And I'll be real honest, I've 33 years of nursing, 12-hour shifts. I really didn't want to go back into the hospital.
Yeah.
Even though it was COVID and it was tough, I enjoyed traveling. I enjoyed being home more and having not working overnights and holidays and weekends. So when the day I got laid off, I was in Ohio, and they called me, and I don't know, it kind of hit me. I thought, you know what, this is my sign, this is my chance. And I called my husband that day, and I said, you know what, I said, I think I can do this business. I said, I want you to find me a warehouse. I want you to buy me a bigger trailer, and we're going to go to market. And he said, well, when is that? Now this was November. I said, January.
I was going to say, you're talking about the January market.
And yeah, I said, I got laid off. I'll be home in 2 weeks, and I'm not going back to work. And he just said, okay, let's do it. And when I got home, he bought me a bigger trailer and found me a warehouse. And by the grace of God, I applied to, it was WESA, and the cutoff was cut, the deadline was passed.
Yeah. But
again, it's just one of those doors that was open, and I was able to get in and make it to market. And I had several stores across the country and Canada pick my cases up. I'm in Mavericks in the stockyard. So that was a big blessing. I mean, it was just doors opened at the right time, and I knew I had to give it a try. So I'm still hustling and trying to get my cases out there, because I really think that when people stop and think and realize everything I have truly is a need. We all travel somewhere, even if it's to go visit our mom for the weekend. And think about the times you throw your jewelry in a bag, or you throw your makeup in a bag, or you wrap your hot curling iron up in a towel. These are truly things that make great gifts for graduation, wedding gifts, birthdays. So, and just for yourself, for a treat. So it's just I'm thrilled that I'm able to produce a great product that I know is functional and stylish. And I love that people appreciate that.
Yes, absolutely. And like you kind of just mentioned, I mean, these are fantastic gifts and things for yourself if you travel, but also just like storage at home for your nicer pieces. Like I keep my nice boots in that boot bag that you have in my closet, so that I don't have to brush them off every time I pull them out, because they don't get worn very much. But like the jewelry cases, everything, they're just so useful. And sometimes when you buy unique bags, it's kind of I'll use this on certain occasions, but they're great for everything. They truly are.
Well, thank you. And that's true. And I have that big double decker jewelry case, and the bottom of it, I made it with the removable squash blossom tray. So people will put that big case on their dresser, and it has a bracelet holder and a ring holder. That way you can open it up, and then it has little straps in the back to hold your necklaces. That way it can be opened up on your dresser and display everything. And also you can snap your squash blossom necklace in it, or any of your bigger necklaces, and it holds it in place so you can stand it up. So you can make a nice little vignette on your dresser with your beautiful turquoise jewelry, instead of having it hid away in a jewelry box. Yeah. And just a little tip that I use when I do travel, or I do keep all of my jewelry in all of my jewelry boxes, I buy little tarnish strips, anti-tarnish strips from Amazon, or anywhere. They're about this big, and I leave those in my jewelry case, and that also keeps your silver from tarnishing.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So they're great for storage too, not just for travel.
Yes, absolutely. And then you mentioned market. Are you just at Dallas Market right now?
I'm just at Dallas Market. I'll be back there again at WESA, which is August 23rd through 26th. I'll be on the 11th floor, 144. So I'm praying this is where I'm ready at. The good thing was when I went to market for the first time in January, they opened up the 10th floor, which is new. Have you been to market?
Yes, I have.
So, wow, I had not.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, and I was so overwhelmed. The good thing is I was able to get on the 10th floor, and not everybody knew that WESA, or the Western English side, was also on the 10th floor. That traditionally is on the 11th and the 14th floor. So I didn't have as much traffic, which was a blessing in disguise, because I was able to pick up enough stores to really get my manufacturing in place and my my systems in place so that now that when I'm going back in August, I have everything in place, and I'm ready to roll. So again, it's just everything has been a blessing, and doors open when they were supposed to at the right time. And so I'm super excited about that, and hope to have my cases in some of the bigger stores nationwide, Brazil, Australia. Like I said, I'm already in Canada, so things that I'm really looking forward to, and I speak it into existence because I know that it's going to happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then I know too, for a while you were doing some pop-up shows. Are you still doing that,
Mhm.
or are you kind of
I do.
transitioning? Okay.
No, I do. I will be at actually. My husband loves me so much. I am so blessed. I have the most supportive husband there is. And that's a big factor in my success, because I would not be
Absolutely.
where I am without the support system that I needed. But so Darren Westa is also our big local North Texas Fair and Rodeo in Denton. We
Okay,
live in
yep.
Krum, which is just 10 miles outside of Denton. Well, that's a 8 or 10 day fair and rodeo,
Hmm.
and I do well there. It's at the same time as Westa, so we're setting up. I'll be set up at Dallas Market, and he will be set up at the North Texas Fair and Rodeo. So I'll be going to Dallas during the daytime and trying to get back in the evening to help him. But he will be set up by himself, bless his heart, at the North Texas Fair and Rodeo. And then after that, in September, I'll be in Decatur at the Vintage Market Days. That's a great show. I love those Vintage Market Days. I shop a lot at those Vintage Market Days. They're fun.
I've heard about that one. I have not made it to it, but maybe this year I need to put it on the calendar.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's an NRS arena. So, and it's a big
Okay.
indoor arena, and you think arena, they pack that arena floor down to you think it's concrete, but it's cool in there. They got the big fans. It's comfortable. So I'll be at Vintage Market Days in Decatur, and then I'm also going to be at Vintage Market Days in McKinney in October, and then I'm going to Vintage Market Days in Tyler in December, and then I'll be in Deck the Halls in Waco in November. So come Christmas time, I'm going to be quite a few places, and it's always fun to come out and pick whatever cases you want and see. When you order stuff online, you're going to get black and white hide, but unfortunately, I just can't take a picture of every single hide. But when you come out and shop, or of course any of the retail stores, you can go into the stores, and if you're local to the DFW area, Mavericks and the stockyards, that way you can go pick out what you want too. So, but I love the pop-up shows. I love getting to meet people. It thrills me when people come up and say, "Oh, I've been following you from the beginning," so they know my story.
Absolutely.
And which is kind of, to me, kind of a Cinderella story. I still can't believe that I actually doing this for a living now. So it's fun to get to meet people that know how I started and where I came from.
Absolutely. And it's such a great story too. I think sometimes when businesses occur or just kind of happen, like yours, exactly like yours, in terms of just like a thought and then it kind of transformed. I think some of those are the best stories, and then they tend to do so much better when people feel like they are connected and like a part of your story almost. So I think that's so cool for not only you, but the people who are following along too.
Yeah. And I have people that have supported me from the beginning, that that was sent me their grandmother's train case that I revamped for them, and they still order, and they have almost every single piece, just because they're so supportive of me, and they love what I'm doing, and they love to to show their support. And gosh, well, I wouldn't be here without people that believed in me and wanted to buy cases, because when I first started, there wasn't anything like this. Now there's a lot of cases like this out there. So, and a lot of it's my original design. So that when you come to me, you're buying from the designer, and there's a story, and not just some plastic put together to make a jewelry case.
Right.
So I think people connect with that, and especially knowing that I'm just a nurse that was out there traveling and realizing, gosh, I don't like this. I don't like the way it is. I need something better, and I made it. I did it.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, obviously you talked about your support system, but you did it as a one-woman show for the most part. And so I think that's such a cool thing as well.
Yeah. It's just been a blessing. That's all I can say. It truly is. For me, it's a supportive family, a supportive husband, and it's a God thing. That's the only explanation for me. It was just the right time, and doors open when they should.
I can't agree with you more on that. I think, even personally, right? There's been things where I can't really figure out why things happen. And I'm looking
Mhm.
back and I was like, well, that just had to have been a God thing. There's no other
Yeah,
explanation. And
there's no
that's the
other
only explanation
explanation.
you need.
That's all you need sometimes. Yeah, that's my business manager. And he's in charge of my business plan. Just
I love
whatever
that.
doors open, that's my business plan.
I love that. Well, Teresa, thank you so much for sitting down and chatting with me today. I have loved getting to know you and a little bit more about your story. But as we kind of wrap up, is there something that you would like to just kind of share with anyone else who's maybe thinking about starting a business or putting an idea out there, that you would kind of be like a parting piece of advice to them?
Well, I will tell you, I spent a lot of years working so hard, and while it was very rewarding, I'm so blessed for my years of being a nurse, and I'm so thankful that I was able to get an education and support my family and do that. But I never took time for myself to really do the things I wanted to do. And I remember people would always say, "Oh, when you love your job, it's not like work." And that sounds bad because I did love my job as a nurse, but let me tell you, I worked. You
Right.
know, I got out there and I worked, and I feel like I worked so hard for so many years, and I never took a chance because I didn't think that I could. And when I realized, with the support of my husband and lots of prayer, and I realized, you know what, I can do this. I think it's just believing in yourself and realizing, you know what, you can take a chance,
Mhm.
and you owe it to yourself, especially if you've got that creative side like I do. That was, I didn't have the time to let it flourish. And let me tell you now, I love what I do, so I don't work. I have fun now. I love to create. I love to design. I love to get out and meet people, and I love to share my story. And I love every time my little website ding 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 that I got to order. I mean, I'm one of those people that really does in the middle of the store or in my living room. My husband just kind of shakes his head at me now because I still cheer to this day at
We
every
do the
single order. And
same thing.
sometimes I'll have 25 orders in a day. I spent my whole day dancing. What else could be better? You just got to believe in yourself, and take that chance.
Absolutely. I love it. And your passion for what you're doing is very evident in your voice and your personality. So it's been fun to kind of see things really take off for you via social media, um, because you do have a fantastic product. Like, obviously, your story is fantastic, but your product is just as fantastic as well. I'm commending you on everything you've done this far, and I can't wait to see what happens for you as you continue. But Teresa, if people are wanting to shop with you or connect with you, what is a good way for them to do so?
So I have a website that you can order from, vintagecowgirlcases.com. I'm on Facebook, just Vintage Cowgirl Cases. And then I'm on Instagram, all one word, Vintage Cowgirl Cases. And you can message me on any of those platforms. You can email me at vintagecowgirlcases@gmail.com. So, and you're always going to talk to me. I'm the only one that mans my websites. But yeah, I would love if you went on my website and looked around and see what I have. I have 8 new products that will be at market that aren't introduced yet. One of them I'm so thrilled about, and it's just for the ladies. And as my husband says, from the time you start wearing makeup to the time you die, it's you're gonna need. So I've been working on some fun things. So I'm really excited to bring those out in August. So so it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to Christmas. Christmas is real busy for me, so I'm so excited about having new products for Christmas, and hope that people realize that any piece of luggage or any travel accessory lasts. Your loved one, truly, if it's a good quality piece, it's going to last them a lifetime. So what better gift to give? And people really like getting a jewelry case or a bag or any type of piece of luggage instead of buying them a shirt or a robe or a pair of pajamas.
Mhm.
Buy them a nice travel accessory. My price ranges from $50 up to a $300 suitcase. So I have something for everyone. But people truly
100%.
appreciate getting a quality tool leather cowhide small jewelry case or any staple piece like that. And they truly are their staple pieces.
Yes, and yeah, like you said, staple pieces, and they're durable, and the longevity is there for sure. So yeah, I can't say enough good things about them, but
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for bringing me on. I've enjoyed visiting with you, and thank you for your enthusiasm and for all your support. I appreciate that, and I was just thrilled to be here.
thank you so much. Thank you for joining me and taking some time out of your very busy schedule.
All right.
Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Ag Chicks. Don't forget to follow along on social media at Ag Chicks for more agricultural-related content, and also be sure to check out your favorite podcast gear from www.agchicks.net. We'll see you next time.